So here's the big question. How much you guys have in that Rune?
I
mean, I'm fine with paying what we decided.
Yeah.
Just how much you guys have until.
What?
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna make money, hopefully.
Yeah.
You guys make money, you know what I mean? That's awesome. I'm all about it. Alright guys, here's what's happening. We're in the Power Stroke van. I'm with my man Caleb.
Yo!
We got Harrison, the cameraman who is
not the cameraman for this shot.
The good cameraman. Yo, they destroy Caleb on the internet.
Yeah, I'm no longer using the camera. It's green. I'm no longer using the camera.
So one of our YouTube watchers, and he's also on Facebook with us. He sent us a link to a bike. We're driving down to past Baltimore, Maryland. We sent a $500 deposit to this guy, who is apparently a dealership, for a bike that is legitimately at least $10,000 cheaper than what it should be.
Yeah, like way too. There was like 5 pictures on the internet, and they were all like, the bike was like in weird angles and kind of. I don't know if it was. I don't know if it was photoshopped, but it looked like it was from like a camera phone on like portrait mode, and it was just. It was almost unbelievably too cheap.
Way too cheap. Caleb called him up. Guy picks up, and within like a couple minutes, we sent him $500. Always a classic move. You always want to send money directly to the guys. If it's so good, send them money as fast as you possibly can. And now we're headed down there to go pick up the bike. I can't wait to see it.
This is gonna be the craziest thing.
If this thing does work out, we do end up buying it, and we don't get jumped, then we're gonna document the whole thing, tell you guys how much we're paying for it. Well, I guess I can tell you right now. We're paying, what are we paying? $10,500.
$10,500.
No joke. We're gonna try to sell this bike for maybe 20, maybe 21,
22,000.
There's other ones like it selling for around 25.
Yeah.
This is an extremely rare bike. Can't wait to show it to you guys. Well, the thumbnail's already gonna say what it is.
That's
right?
true.
This is an extremely rare Rune, Honda Rune. I can't wait to show it to you guys. And what was the production number?
It's like, it's in the top, it's one of the first 100 produced. It's number 39, I think.
Why don't we say it's one of the first 40?
It is one of the first 40. It's one of the first 50.
It's in the first 39
It's in the first 39 produced. I mean, it is like, it's got no miles on it.
240 miles.
Yeah, I mean, this bike literally, to a collector, is probably worth like $25,000.
Alright, so we're going to travel down there. We're going to see it. I can't wait. We're going to show you guys everything about it.
Fingers crossed.
Stay tuned.
In 400 feet, arrive at 745 State Route 3 South on the left.
Dang.
Honda Power Sports of Crofton.
This is looking pretty legit right now.
This is very legit.
What's up, man?
Sorry to keep you waiting.
I'm Caleb.
Bill. Nice to meet you.
Sean.
Hey, how are you, Bill? Nice to meet you.
What's up, man? Harrison.
How you doing, bro?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So you guys are here for a Rune.
Yep. So tell us again what the story with this thing is.
So basically, this bike actually originated near you guys. Lancaster Honda was the original seller. It was where the client was originally from. Yep. So basically, the guy was he's a collector. So he liked to collect them more than he liked to ride them.
Right.
Like I said, with this purchase, there was 3 other bikes that were. 2 of them were rare. I mean, we purchased a 2000 Softail Deuce, a first-year Deuce, and a 99 Excelsior Henderson Super X, which only has like 1,700 miles on it.
Wow.
But it doesn't run yet, and we don't know if we can find parts for it. We haven't gotten that.
You got that here?
Yeah, it's back in our storage container in the back.
Could you show it to us?
Yeah, we'll have the guys dig it out while we get some paperwork done.
That'd be sick.
And it's a cool bike. I mean, you know, I think, 1,500 of those ever made. They're pretty rare. So they were all stored in separate storage units. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, this one ended up at a residential property in a garage that took on water. And it never flooded, but it basically was wet. So pretty much what we're seeing now is the result of calcium and lime deposits, basically.
Right.
Wow.
You know, it's the garage set right up against the wood line, and that's kind of the result. It was a lot dirtier when we drug it out of there, but I mean, we flushed everything. Tires are original, but with no mileage, and actually, surprisingly, no dry rot.
Right.
Which is really weird. I've ridden this bike on the highway, and it runs and stops great. Flushed the brake system, flushed all the coolant. And we were also really fortunate to store with a full tank of fuel, and that fuel was pretty old.
Right.
But it was really like ethanol, yeah.
Right.
So it didn't give us too much trouble. Had a little bit of an injector stick when we first fired it up. You know the deal, half can of seafoam and off you go. And it runs good, doesn't really smoke.
And you were saying that you priced out all these parts.
Yeah, we priced them all out, and you were looking somewhere in the ballpark of 16 to 17,000 retail. And then if you're talking full strip and disassembly, you're talking what, $4,000 in labor?
Right.
So we're talking 21, 22,000 to restore a bike that's probably worth 21 to 22,000 in good condition.
Right.
And this bike, like Caleb and I talked about on the phone, I mean, this drew calls from everywhere. I got calls from Vietnam, I got calls from New Zealand. You know, I've never, ever, ever seen a bike that blew up so fast on the internet overnight.
Right.
And it was never supposed to go out for public consumption like we talked about. I mean, I had a buyer for this from the minute I signed on. We were going to strip it down, black it out, take it apart, put everything back together. And we were going to do that for about $6,000. Runes are historically low mileage. You guys know this. I mean, I've bought and sold a few of them that were in the 15 to 20,000, but I've never seen anything higher than that.
Right.
So high mileage is like 7 to 9,000 maybe,
Right.
but you never see them like this.
This might be the lowest mileage road in the country.
I think it's got to be the lowest one in the country, unless anybody has one that's probably still crated,
Right.
or maybe one of the Hollywood bikes.
I think there is one or two out there still great. I think
Yeah.
I've just seen
Or
them.
something like that.
Well,
Yeah,
I-
General rides and stuff.
yeah.
That's true.
Leno bought 3, if I remember correctly, and I
Okay.
think Clooney bought a couple as well. There were a
Really?
couple of big names that had them. I know there's at least one guy in Florida that, going back 7 or 8 years, he had one that was still in the crate, and he had it on eBay, but he wanted $50,000 for it.
Right.
And I mean, for me, I don't want anything that's sat in the crate for 17 years.
Right.
You know.
I only buy bikes that Clooney and Jay Leno also have.
Right.
I mean, to me, Clooney and Jay Leno, we all kind of have the same stuff.
Right,
We all-
exactly. Mint condition, this bike would have went for $20,000 in 5 days.
Right.
Low VIN, I mean really low VIN, sub 40.
You
Right.
said it's like 39.
39, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's 04, not 05, so it's first year.
Is it sick?
Yeah.
That's sick.
So it would have been pretty amazing, you know, if it had been cherry. But
Yeah,
we'd
it
all be
is
standing
cherry,
here
but
talking
then-
about a lot more money.
Right. So, your opinion, how much, and it looks like all the, it's all over the place. I mean, do we have to tear this bike down to the frame?
You might. I mean, you may have to take it that far. A lot of the parts are going to bolt off. And the good thing, the only saving grace I think with this bike is it didn't have the chrome wheels. This isn't the chrome wheel model. Because if it had the
Right.
chrome wheels, the
It'd be
wheels would have
done.
been shot. But those are
Right.
polished wheels. They'll come back up quickly with a speedball and a little bit of mothers.
Right.
You know, client that I was going to do the build for, we were about $2,000. We figured it would take somebody who's done one 10 hours to take it apart, 10 hours to take it and put it back together.
Right.
And the guy that I found to do the stripping was up in, where did I say that guy was? Harrisburg.
Okay.
It's Delandy's Auto Restoration. He's apparently the premier guy for car chrome stripping.
Okay.
So, and I think it's carchrome.com. He was referred to me by a guy down here. He used to do all the subcontract work for the Harley plant in York.
Oh, cool.
So he's a specialist.
Have you ever seen the new Netflix show, Lost in Space?
Uh-huh.
The robot, his head
Looks like this?
He looks like this.
Yeah.
Like that's the robot head from Lost.
People love that headlight. Back in the day, we had a subcontract with a guy who was a really big Geico agent here in Maryland. And so we built a bunch of customs for him. And then we took a VTX 1800 and he wanted that headlight retrofitted on an 1800, which seems like no big deal.
Right.
It was like $5,000.
Wow.
Like the headlight alone is $3,000 from Honda.
That's
and then it was like
crazy.
$2,000 worth of fabrication
Oh,
just
yeah.
to take the headlight and stick it on something else.
On a bike that is now worth $3,000.
Yeah, tell me about it. You guys want to hear this thing run?
Yeah. Thank you.
And the good news, everything works. The security system, everything's still functional on it. And like I said, I have 2 transponder keys, which is great because I don't know if you can buy these keys anymore.
Right.
different. The challenge we always had trading these in is that guys had them, they couldn't, you know, they didn't ride them or they didn't whatever, but they couldn't part with them. And then they'd be like, okay, finally I've come to terms with I'm gonna bring it in. And then you'd get a call, they're like, yeah man, I pulled out of my garage, I stopped for gas. And I'm like, somebody stroked your ego at the gas pump, right? Yeah man, I just can't let go of it. I just can't, and that's what always happened.
Right.
They were so hard to trade in because it's an ego bike. It really is. Usually people just falling all over it wherever you go.
Yeah, it's a beautiful bike.
Yeah, like you said, running around town, it's great. It'll take you all day.
You only use one tie-down strap.
One tie-down strap.
Tankstrap.com, baby.
And you only actually use one tie-down strap, and you just loop it around here.
We are so confident.
You loop it right around here, and then you just hook it like that. That is how you tie down a Honda Rune.
Like I said, it's a little crowded in here, but I think I jostled enough stuff around we can get to it.
So what do you know about these bikes?
About the Super X?
Yeah.
So basically these guys started up late 90s or mid 90s. They were trying to put their funding together, and they got enough funding together, I guess in 99, which is what year this is, to pump out 1,500 of these. And they had all this money, you know, I was reading online, they set about $600 million and spent in dealer marketing and setting everything up.
How much?
$600 million.
Holy cow.
And they ran 1 year. And then I think they pumped out like another 400 bikes in early 2000 and then shut the doors up. So they still own all the intellectual properties and everything, but you know, it was a reboot, you know, from a World War II company basically.
Were they doing anything special? Anything unique?
Not really. I mean, the suspension. But if you look at that motor,
torsion, suspension.
If you look at that motor, doesn't it look a lot like a first-gen Victory motor?
Yeah.
Like the old V92
V92 motor, yeah, right.
And that's kind of what happened is when they dissolved, I think Victory bought up some of the product they had because they still had enough, they said, to assemble another 600 or 800 bikes.
Oh, really?
That never made it out into production. So I don't know if some of the design team carried over or what happened, but.
So who wants those things? Perfect shape, what's that thing worth?
10,000 probably in mint condition. This will be a little tinker project. We'll get her up and running, compression test, make sure she runs strong. Everything I read said they're a ton of fun to ride. The front suspension's really smooth.
Oh really?
Yeah. But it was, you know, it was a cutting edge retro, I guess, late 90s.
Right.
You know, and this was between Indian runs when I guess Indian went out about 97 and came back in 03 or 04.
Yeah.
Right. The fourth or fifth time.
All that SNS parts
For a couple years.
Yeah.
And they dropped off, yeah.
Yeah, so these guys were just trying to take a swing from the old, you know, Excelsior Henderson bicycle company or whatever way back. I think World War II was the last time they were making motorcycles, like 41 or 42 something. Wow. It's been a while, but I know those go for a lot more than this.
So here's the big question.
Yeah.
How much you guys have in that Rune?
I
mean, I'm fine with paying what we decided.
Yeah.
Just how much you guys have into it?
couple grand.
Really?
Yeah. A lot of recon.
No, I mean like how much like total? How much you guys pay for it? How much you guys put into it, fixing it?
We're probably 3-4 grand.
Really?
Yeah.
So you only have, how much you pay for when you first bought it from the guy?
1,500.
What? That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna make money, hopefully.
Yeah.
You guys make money, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? That's awesome. I'm all
Yeah.
about it.
That's, we need to find more people selling this.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, remember when we bought it, didn't run.
Right.
10 years of dirt.
Well, cool, man. Thanks for showing us to us.
Absolutely.
Let's go wrap it.
We'll get it running. I'll send you some videos of that.
Yeah, we definitely come across.
You guys are hitting into territory that other Honda deals don't even touch.
Well, everybody's scared to do it. That's the problem. But if you, I mean, I guess if you don't know your stuff, you definitely know about it. Right?
Yeah, we'll probably just hit the chrome guy you found.
The guy was really nice when I talked to him on the phone. He kind of, I walked him through what I was trying to do, and for me, he was only going to strip it to the copper. I don't know if they have to go to the nickel or whatever to re-chrome, so check that out. But he's around $750, and I had sent photos of.
That was the stripping. Redo everything.
Well, that was stripping because it was going to be stripped in Pennsylvania and then brought back down and chromed here in Baltimore, or powder coated rather.
Right.
The problem I found with chroming here, that's how I got all the way up to Harrisburg, is everybody said that chroming is an environmental nightmare. The amount of, I guess, things they have to have in place and certificates and state fees and all that stuff. Plus, apparently, those tanks can never turn off because everything settles and separates. So you have to have a facility that runs 24 hours a day. Whether you're open or not, you're paying for it.
Right.
That's
cool, man.
All right,
Oh,
guys.
hey.
Pleasure meeting you.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I'm glad things are working out and keep
Yeah.
on flipping them bikes, man.
Absolutely nice meeting you.
Thanks.
Next time I'm up your way, you guys probably aren't open on Sundays, are you?
No. Are you guys?
Mm-hmm.
If you get anything cool in that you're like, yo,
Just gotta have it, make a video about.
Yeah, just let us know, man.
All right, cool. We'll give you a call.
Yeah, we're at the shop 9 to 5, except for when we come here to buy Rune. So
9 to 5. That's like banker's hour.
yeah, that's us. All right, so we have 10.5 in this bike. Can we get this thing perfect?
I think so. I think it depends on what track we want to go down. I mean, I think we want to, for all the money, we want to restore it to its original form.
Right. So we want to re-chrome it.
Re-chrome it. I gotta call that guy from Harrisburg and figure out what he's gonna charge us to re-chrome that beast.
The scuff
On the rear fender.
gash in the rear fender is a little worse than, it's not this big. It's very small, but it's still, it takes it away from being a perfect bike.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's not black, it's red, so you're gonna see it.
I know.
So that might be a bigger deal than what we were thinking it was. It does run good, and you know what? A bike with those low miles, I don't think anyone cares if it has new tires.
Agreed.
You
yeah.
expect everything to be 250 miles. You know what I mean?
Right.
The goal is to get it in the perfect condition for less than 15 grand
Yeah.
total. What do you guys think? You guys think we should we just make it? Should we piss off the entire Rune community
By powder coating it.
and powder coat everything black and paint the Rune pearl white? Or do we just bring it back to stock the way it was made to be, the way God intended that Rune to be? You know.
You know, it'd be kind of sick is if instead of like, if we powder coated it and then did the white thing, instead of putting Rune on the side, we put that key logo on the tank.
No.
Oh,
We put tank strap.
it's the official bike of tank straps. That'd be
Official
funny.
tank strap bike. All right,
be
should we just spray can the bike? Just spray can it.
Yeah, I don't know. This is gonna be a crazy project. I mean, I think we're gonna. Yeah, I don't
So
know.
I guess we just got to run the numbers. We need to we need to compare what it's going to cost to chrome it up, tear it down. How do you take off all the wheels? How do you? Well, I guess we don't have to chrome the wheels if we're going to chrome it.
This is Caleb. Part of me's like, I wonder how crazy it'd be to like do all this stuff to it, make it perfect. But I also wonder what the auction would go to if we just put it on eBay as an auction and just like started it at 10.5, just the way it is.
Dang,
Like, I don't know. I have no idea.
that's not a bad idea. Okay. All right, we have three solutions. Do we sell it the way it is right now? Do we powder coat it and make it all black it out? Or do we bring it back to original? Tell us in the comments right now what you guys think we should do.
So
And we may or may not do that.
we might just disregard it
We
completely.
might just
Might just ride it off into the
we
sunset.
might just stick it back We might just rent a storage container that has water damage and stick it back in there and see what happens.
That sounds great.
Subscribe. Next up. Now, I know we just asked you guys what we should do with the bike, and your opinion's super valuable, but anytime you can make a quick flip, make a quick buck, that's gotta be the way to go. And to be honest, when it comes to doing all that work, I'm not sure if we're even up to it or at the time. But right now with the Rune, we just put this thing on eBay a couple of minutes ago, maybe an hour ago. I don't know when you're watching it. This thing is currently on eBay. The listing is listed below. The link to it is right below. We're gonna put it on there, starting bid at 10.5, what we have into it. And we're gonna sell it for whatever it does. Whatever it does. If it does 10.6, no other bids, we're selling it. And we'll see how it goes. Now if it gets no bids, no love, then we'll bring it back and fix it and do all the stuff to it. But as of right now, that's how it is. Go check out the link below. It should be pretty exciting to watch. We'll see you guys later.